distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir, for finding time, even instead of a very tight schedule, to see us this afternoon. We're indeed very grateful and excited. Well, our friend who did the introduction has helped to lay the foundation for the reason we are here. As Nigerians who have refused to leave this country, who decide to stay here and salvage it, because the countries we are running to were developed by other people, and we believe we should remain in Nigeria and develop it. We've been watching with keen interest goings-on in different parts of the country. And like Mr. Ono said, Bayelsa State, under the leadership of Your Excellency, is the only government that has embarked on self-censorship, self-imposed censorship, to the extent that it was an executive bill that was initiated by Your Excellency in the very early days of the first term to impose that self-censorship, to be accountable to the citizens that you've sworn to serve. And it has been like that since then. I don't know of any other state in this country that has that kind of law that imposes such strict regulations, to the extent that if you don't reveal these figures for a period of 3 months, the governor is impeachable. So we believe that it is the little things of life that make very great difference. We know you've embarked on infrastructural development, but we found this particular aspect of the governance very unique, and we thought we should give credit to people that deserve them and eulogize them when they are still alive. We don't believe in posthumous awards. We should celebrate you while you are still there, to encourage you to do more and to encourage others to do more, because there's reward. It will not be pecuniary reward for hard work. And we are not surprised that the good people of Bayelsa State, on account of your good deeds, deemed it necessary, because they believe that one good 10 is better than another. And to the glory of God, you are there as the two-time governor of Bayelsa State. I think this calls for an applause. So, simply put, we are here to celebrate you. This is just a notification of the award we're giving to you. We didn't do it all alone. Unlike other awards that you go and see the prospective awardee, we did some back checks. You know, there were other candidates, and out of the lot, you came tops on account of this very unique initiative that you took right from the onset of your administration. So I want to stop and give my colleagues time to expatiate on some of the issues that led to your choice of the governor that deserves this award. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Our chairman of the executive director has almost said everything, but I just needed to add this. I'm here today. I'm very happy because I was born in Bayelsa. I was born in Kayama. I went to school, primary school in Agoloma, and I went to secondary school in Patani. And two of your officials were my classmates. So I'm in Bayelsa. I started speaking Ijaw before any other language. This is my Ijaw. So when we had a story of doing in Bayelsa, particularly the aspect of accountability, it was actually very, very encouragement for us, because we want government to be transparent in Nigeria. Of course, you leave office, EFCC is after you, you run here, you run there. There's no need for that. That is why I'm sure you took this initiative. Now, we want to do a colorful award, the investiture ceremony here in Abuja at the Sheraton Hotel in March, precisely on the 8th. Other details we're going to discuss with the officials who will feed you back if there's any other thing we require of you. But like he said, deliberately we decided that we're not going to contact any awardee. We'll do our background check, do the announcement. If you don't like it, you say, no, I don't want it. That is what we did. Because when you go and say, I want to give you an award, that's almost like solicitation. That is why we took this unique path. And we are happy that you have appreciated it and that you want to see us. That is why the wonderful people of the AIT, the family, came here on behalf of the management. So thank you very much for this privilege. We'll continue to get in touch with you through your officials before the award.
Thank you very much indeed. Let me recognize our leaders who are here, leaders of our country in their own right. Chief John Ode, former Minister of Information and Environment, and then the Chief, who is our Baba, well-experienced Nigerian top editor, as you all know. These are the media leaders and the political leader in his own state, former chairman of the NDDC board, and former this and former that. Let me recognize members of the State Executive Council, my countryman and brother, publisher of the Nigerian Pilot, and all other appointees who are here, the AIT team. I can see all of you, including my country people who are there. I have every reason to consider myself too a member of the AIT team, actually, member of the AIT family. Gentlemen of the press, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to, on behalf of the government and the good people of Bayelsa State, thank and appreciate AIT, its management and board, particularly you, the organizing team, for nominating me for this award in the category that you have done. What you are doing is actually also unique because I have my lifestyle does not allow me, and my values also don't allow me to solicit for awards or even pay for awards, or whichever way. So I'm not one of those who normally receive awards. My team also know that I'm the guy that jealousy. When the news of this award was broken to me, and they explained, and I saw the way and manner you guys did it. This is the first day I'm seeing you people. This is the first day anybody in the AIT and I are meeting to even discuss issues of transparency. So I said, okay, well, this is you are doing this in good faith. And through this, you are encouraging me and my team to continue in the path that we have chosen. And you are also encouraging others to try their best in this direction, or in whichever thing that they are doing that they can do better and improve upon. So I want to thank you, the board and management of the AIT, and also for the great work that AIT and all your affiliate bodies are all doing in terms of disseminating information and making it possible for alternative viewpoints to be raised, alternative voices to be heard. That's the essence of democracy. In Bayelsa, in my government, we also feel that accountability is the cornerstone of every democracy. If you have a system that's not accountable, that's as good as not having any system at all. And when we came on board, I thought that with the history, sometimes not too pleasant history, of the state in certain respects, we needed to have a paradigm shift, and we came in to introduce a lot of changes. In fact, people refer to it as a silent revolution, and this is just one of them. And we thought that the people of the state have a right to know what they are getting, the funds, the resources they are getting, that are coming to the state, and how we, their servants, are managing it on their behalf. I thought that was important. I thought that that was my own little way of also contributing to what we call the democratic empowerment of our people. I was one of the main supporters of the Freedom of Information Bill when I was in the House. I worked on it as chairman of the House Committee of Justice with my colleagues, and I believed in it. It wasn't political. I thought our democracy will amount to nothing unless our people, the led, have a way of holding we, their servants and leaders, accountable. At least in my state, I thought the people of the state should, for whatever reason, let them just hear that every month, under derivation, this is what has come to the state. Under statutory allocation, this is what has come to the state. Under VAT allocation, this is what has come to the state. Under IGR in the state, this is what has come in. Cumulatively, this is what the state gets. And this is how we are spending on salaries. This is how we are spending on capital projects, and so on and so forth. And when I took that, this was one of the first bills. The very first bill was the bill establishing the Thanksgiving Day. And we have our Thanksgiving Day every 2nd November, but that's not why we're here. The second bill had to do with the issue of transparency. And I thought was the cornerstone of a democracy, of an accountable government. And I wanted the people to buy in, to own the vision that I had come with. And every month, from February 2012 till now, we have dutifully appeared before the people of the state, civil society bodies, professional bodies, traditional rulers, the young people, men, women, all strata of opinion, gathering every day, and then the media, fully represented, month after month. And then I and officials have consistently observed it. We also made it mandatory for the local governments. We're having some reports that they are not compliant, and we've told them to do so strictly. But for the governor, in order to ensure compliance, I insisted on a penalty in the bill, which is to make the deliberate non-disclosure of resources for 3 months consecutively, that it should amount to an impeachable offense, that it should be deemed to be gross misconduct on the part of the governor, who is the head of the executive branch. It's that serious. This is of the most, well, you called it a very strict self-censorship. You're right. And when I drafted the bill, told my team to draft the bill, and I insisted on that clause, members of my team were jolted. But I'm the leader of the team. And at the end of the day, my views prevailed. And we sent it to the Assembly. The House of Assembly that I inherited in rather adversarial circumstances also ran to me. They were not sure that I wanted that clause to be there. Even though at that point they were not quite my friends. They ran to me and said, "Oh, no, this clause, how? And if you don't do this, impeachment by law?" I said, "Yes. We've got to change the state, move this state from where we are to where I think we should go. And the first point is accountability. We can't be perfect. We're not perfect. We're humans. But let it be said by even our people that we did our best to break down the barriers of communication and secrecy, unnecessary secrecy, that you see in the conduct of government business in this country, not just by yourself. Unnecessary secrecy. So, and that has resulted in the people having more confidence in what we do. And so month after month, even with the recession, where because of the payroll issues, fraud, and so on, and the drop in the revenues. Avengers, drop in price of oil, drop in production, and my state has no IGR, more or less. We raised the IGR from 60 million a month to now about 500 million at great political cost. But all of these are explained. So even when we couldn't pay salaries, I will tell the people, this is what has come in. So let's pay 50%. This is what is going to service the obligations I inherited. So all these things are in the public domain. So I find it very encouraging that your media organization has singled out this among the several things we're trying to do. And I think you are right. This is very important. These are silent dividends of democracy. When we look at what governments do, sometimes we don't look at these policies and these issues. We look at roads and bridges and things that people see physically. But the issue of transparency, the issue of the conduct of government business, how you create a conducive environment, how you don't abuse state power, how state power is not... These are all fundamental ingredients. These are the things that make a democracy work. So, once again, on behalf of the government and the good people of Bayelsa State, I thank you and the management for taking pains to nominate me for the government, and let me say formally here that I accept this award. I accept this award, and I look forward to attending the formal investiture ceremonies. This time, I'm now occasion to say one or two more things. Well, thank you for coming, and may God grant you a safe journey. Here you came all the way from Lagos. And please, my very special regards to members of our AIT family who are unavoidably absent here, beginning with your chairman. Chairman Emeritus. Who is my countryman and my guy. Thank you very much, and God bless you.